Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Educational Gamer and we are playing Space Program Manager in the very last throngs of the project Mercury over here. So we are going to start the last mission of that, and that is going to be 2 Mission Mercury capsules being launched into orbit at a very short interval. So we'll send one of these guys into orbit, he'll establish orbit, and then we'll send directly the second rocket. So that's obviously a very complicated maneuver. Let's see how good it turns out to be.
10, 9, 8,
So preparations have gone well for the first missile though, for the first rocket I should say.
4, 3, 2,
Countdown going on.
1.
I do not like the blinking of the boost over here, so that's not good. Do we want to hire a target team? Actually, we can't. We don't have the money, so that's not good. 85%. I dislike these chances. But everything has turned out alright, so that's good. We are not losing an astronaut over here, which is good. So countdown has worked. Here we go. First launch. Successful launch. Very good. Ascent seems to be good. Very beautiful. Very nice. Spacecraft deployment. There the rescue system goes.
Roger, capsule turning around, and I could see the booster during turnaround just a couple of hundred yards behind me. It was beautiful.
Orbital flight, very good. That's nice to see. And now we'll send the second spacecraft to not quite rendezvous, but at least come into striking distance with each other.
9, 8, 7.
There you go, second countdown.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fire.
Good. Launch. Send. Good. Very good. Good. Very nice launch. Very good deployment over here as well. Lots of chatter, but the orbital flight seems to be going on alright.
Roger, 0G, and I feel fine.
Very good. So now we joined orbital flight in distance of each other, and the first aircraft is now spacecraft. It's actually gonna start its retrofire, which means it's gonna start its descent very soon. This thing will need to be blown off as well. It's going to probably be the next step. Yeah. Retrofire jettison. There we go. Success. So go for clean re-entry here, please. Yeah, I always. And splashdown and recovery. Come on. It can always fail, even at the last stage. But yeah, but it seems we at least recovered the first spacecraft. Now let's see whether we can do that and repeat that with the second one. Still, of course, we do have an astronaut in here. Refiring, slowing down your spacecraft. Jetson, yeah, good. Re-entry. Yeah, and here's another problem. Again, we can't really hire anyone, so let's really hope that that re-entry goes well. I'm really 16% chance of failure. Come on, no! Ah, it's a near miss. That's when the random number generator tells you that it's really close to a failure. So we're really lucky here that it just did not fail, which is good to see. Success, lovely over here. So that does mean our overall mission is good. It does tick off 2 things for us: the extended duration and the joint manned launch. This is something actually that was already earned by the Soviets, which is a little bit unfortunate, but at least we did manage to beat them to the joint launch. And some of our people learned something over here, so that's nice to see as well. Any news? No news from the Soviets. That's always good news. Everything else seems to be going on alright. Good. So, that means that in Project Mercury over here, we've actually flown nearly every single mission except the orbital flight duration 1, but as you can see, all of these achievements have been unlocked, so there's really not much gained to be gained from this launch, so in fact we can actually close this program, and I think that's alright. Project Gemini, we definitively, even for the first mission here, are not in a comfortable position. The reliability of this is still really too low. On the Ranger 2 over here, I think the same is really true. So yeah, these 2 things are not really going well right now. However, we do need to look at our rocket programs, and in particular, Jupiter C. No, okay, so these what programs do we have open? I think it should just be Atlas Agena. That's fine, and the Atlas booster. We could close Atlas. That would save us 500,000 per turn, but it would mean that we couldn't at least the first things I think on Project Gemini are something that we can do with the Atlas booster, these two. And I think I would like to do these with the Atlas boosters simply because I don't think that our other rocket, and that will be the Titan II, is a little bit lower. Titan II booster over here, yeah. Human rated, capable of launching stuff into orbit enough. It's going to be expensive to open that. And we will definitely send some people to research on this right away. Looking good. We do have some people who are around who can do that. Amari and Joe over here, and both of these are actually specialized for that. Still, until this comes up, I think I'm going to keep the Atlas open, simply because we might start ahead a little bit over there. On the payloads R&D, definitely on Gemini we are going to check whether there are more qualified people than class. And you're actually more qualified than Adam as well, so let's make sure these people are over here doing the best they can. Aaron, yeah, you are as well a specialist for that. So then that's a very good improvement. We could send you over here as well. It's actually a whole percentage point. Nearly. Wait a minute, how... Oh no, sorry, it's half a percentage point. Still, that might be worthwhile. Yeah, I think that is worthwhile. So, that does leave Adam, though, who we'll definitely send to further training, so he can sort of leapfrog around the other guys. Right, anything else we want to do in our payloads R&D? EVA suits, no. The target vehicle over here. Space probes, yeah. Some good people with good space probe knowledge. We could send you on the Ranger 3 as well. I think the Ranger 3 is using the Atlas Agena rocket, right? Which seems to be going on alright. Let's send Eric over here. That's gonna improve that by 2%, which I think I appreciate. But we do want to keep Mary Jorie over here just to start researching on the Agena target vehicle. It's not the most difficult system to research, but I think it's alright to do that. That does, I think, leave Klaas over here, who's good at crewed spacecraft. Is that something that I want you to continue? Indeed it is. Let's make sure you are at least at 85 before you can bother me, though that I think is alright. Good. We could also think about launching another program, but I think since we have... Wait a minute. Since we have a good distribution of people over here, so there's no point in opening another space probe right now. Could pull one off, but it's not strictly speaking required, so, and it would just cost us money, I think, so let's do that, not do that right now. Let's keep on looking at our astronauts. Nigel is our person to do the ground control stuff. Karen, you're gonna be pilot. And Karen 2, or Karen 1, however you want to put it, leadership I think is a good idea for you. Very good. That does mean we're not using our our flight controllers this turn, which I think is lovely. That does mean we can train you up a little, specifically the flight directors, who always have a very, very tough job of being trained up because they're in such a high demand. If I look at all of you and who is the best flight director, that is very true, the two of you. Paul, I think Frank Franks was one of the guys we wanted to become a flight controller. Kind of young, very, very high rating over here in terms of the know-how. You're good at crew and payloads, but I think you have potential to do other things, so let's train you up in other things as well, and that I think is a good choice. Paul, you're nearly as good as propulsion as you're ever gonna be. It's only a very marginal improvement over here, but still for important missions it's something that we might want to do. Jose, yeah, do the trajectory stuff. Spacecraft, fine. Luke, very marginal improvement, but I still think it might be worthwhile. Trajectory, yeah, this is not a good improvement then on Laura over here. You can still train up, and you as well. So that does leave us with Laura. So we would have 3 guys, Frank, Chastity and Federus. I would ideally like to get a 4th one. Tristan, you're not that great at this though. You're pretty old. It's not necessarily a bad thing. So how old is our... You're 45 and you're still not approaching retirement age. So we might have you around for at least 5 more years. So Edward would be a good candidate as well. Likewise Alex. Good thing about Alex would be you don't need a propulsion engineer so often, only really when you launch. So... oh well. I think for now can probably get you to do some otherwise training as well, and I think that should be alright. Good. No one else we can hire. We could think about building up the flight control center. It's going to cost us a little bit of money, but I think it's worthwhile in the midterm. So let's do that. Could think about expanding the SAT center. How much would that cost us actually? About 500,000 per turn. And we'd get up to 10 more employees. And it would take some time and money, of course. Still, let's do so. I think that's going to be the last definitive upgrade on the science stuff. Don't think we need more astronauts really. So yeah, I think that's fine. Or, on the other hand, how much would it cost us? Still, it's money. No, let's not do that. Let's end the season over here. That does put us into the last quarter of 1964. Oh, sorry, it will put us into 1964. That should be fine. Soviets have opened another program. That's all right. Doesn't necessarily need to bother us that much. Ooh, Eric Lyman. Really? Dissatisfaction. Who are you? You're a flight controller? Why? I'm keeping all of you guys trained all the time. Can we sort by moral? Sort by age, sort by moral level. Let's start up over here. No, this doesn't sort by... oh yeah, it does. 61, okay, you're not very... I thought... okay, let's manage this department. Let's increase the spending over here a little bit. That should be fine. I do want to keep these guys. I thought we'd be pretty fine at that. You guys are alright. The SAT stuff, yeah, you likewise. I didn't realize I had that problem with my flight controllers. Eric Lyman. You were a space system engineer, and it's very unfortunate that we do lose you. But that does mean... wait a minute, it's probably not a wise choice to do so. When is the mission control center? It's expanding, so I'm not going to hire someone right now. I'm going to wait until it's finished, because otherwise I couldn't hire more persons in 1964. So I think that's fine. Good. Let's look at these programs over here. Is it worthwhile to start this? 71, 77? No, I think that's too risky. We could think about, though, potentially Earth-orbiting research satellites. Specifically, we did the Earth-orbiting frog. Could think about the biosatellite. Would give us the study of microgravity on small living organisms achievement, so that might not be too bad. Pegasus, we don't really have a rocket to launch that yet, but it's one we could carry. We do have some money around, so let's open that. I think that's fine. Successfully opened. What rocket do you need? Atlas Booster or Atlas Agena? Or a Titan, of course. Titan's way too expensive though. You're pretty good, but would be nice to boost this reliability a little bit. I think we might use the Atlas Agena, because we don't need the Atlas for that many more things. So I think this might be fine, and we do need to research. We are researching the Atlas Agena anyway, so that's fine. Nope, I don't want to pull anyone off. And on the R&D side, so that does leave it with a space probe slot. So Eric over here, start researching that, and that's going to be a nice improvement. You're going to be busy with that for a very long time. You guys are alright, improving that nicely. Yeah, I think that's alright. Good. And that does leave us with 2 astronauts who are available. Basically Mauricio. Yeah. I think you can do with a little bit more fitness. And Fabia, you can probably do with a little bit more leadership. That's fine. 4 flight controllers left who are available. Alan, fine. 86%. You guys are all decent. Atwood, mission operations, please. Lewis, trajectories. Alan, more trajectories? Really? Yeah, maybe. Kathy, did I assign you to anything? I don't think I did. Oh yeah, crew and spacecraft. Yeah, I think that's fine. Alright, good. Let's end the season. Lots of things going on at the same time, actually. So, Atlas Agena being boosted to over 80%, that's good to see. Ranger. Gemini. You might actually be ready to do an uncrewed flight. Continuing target vehicle, these are not good enough. Rockets being researched, and the biosatellite, that's fine. No news from the Soviets, that's good to see. Upgrades, EVA suits, yeah, good. So let's go to the managed rocket programs. The Atlas booster, I don't think we need it anymore. To suborbital pattern, we could use the Atlas Agena actually for the first thing on the Gemini as well. Let's think about that. Let's first look at the payloads. If we got anyone who's ready, you're a rockets person, you are a human-rated spacecraft person, so you'd actually be very good at this slot over here. But oh no, you're human-rated rockets, I'm sorry. That's of course my bad entirely. That does mean we should look over here at the Titan, which is of course going to be a bottleneck. And you're rockets, okay. Yeah, that does make sense. So yeah, we can put you over here. 2%, 1.8, so okay. That does mean you're much better at further training. And that does make some sense to me. Okay. Very good. Sorry, I just need to check on one thing. Okay, very good. So, manage programs. I don't think there's anything that we can start right now. And I think all of these things are neatly distributed, except maybe the Gemini thing, but then again I want to push it up a little bit more strongly. A flight next turn would actually be very good. All of these things have no chance of flying this turn. So what does that mean for our two people over here? You have pretty good morale, and you are somewhat good at your jobs. Pretty good actually. So we'll keep you around for now. Maybe you're going to be helpful next turn if we do launch a mission next turn. Let's keep an eye on timing. 15,000 prestige is what we need. We can, by the way, think about our Venus probes and Mars probes over here. So we would, for example, even have something ready on Marina 5. Transmitting data from the vicinity of Venus. Deep space probe. It would be nice to get the first deep space probe. TPI. So before we actually close any program, I think that is possible on the Atlas Agena. Yeah, that's good to see. Pioneer. You would require a much larger rocket. Likewise you. Okay, what's going on Mars then? Could send something to Mars. Marina flyby. Yeah, we don't have any rocket for any of these guys, but TPI, yeah, we could think about. So some of these things we are able to do if we were to go for the Atlas Atlas Centaur. So that's the next one in line from the Atlas Agena. It's going to be a little bit more expensive. So for now I think we should use the Atlas Agena for what it is worth. So yeah, I think that's fine. Let's end the season. No, we can actually hire people. Let's hire flight controllers. So we just lost, I think, spacecraft systems engineer, right? Let me consult my cheat sheet. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so you're very good at learning. You're very good at learning. You are. And that's fine. So 4 people coming in, all at more or less decent age. We're good at learning, somewhat okay. Yeah, I think that's fine. Anyone else? 88. Are you particularly good at anything? Nope, you're not. 89. Current payloads. Somewhat cheap, somewhat oldish. 89. It's gonna be a while till we can hire next, and we do have a lot of open slots, so yeah, Levy, you're gonna welcome to the crew. There we go. Fine. Good. Okay. So, let's end the season. Lots of marginal improvements. No news from the Soviets. Astronauts finishing their flight. Systems SAT Center has finished its upgrade. Also very good to see. So, let's look at our programs. Gemini. Would it be possible to do the uncrewed space flight over here? Might be useful to pick the Atlas Agena for that. $80 and 82. We wouldn't lose too much prestige if this fails. So you know what? I'm actually happy to do that on the Atlas Agena and not on the Atlas. Let's think about that one more second. So the next one would be a suborbital flight, right? So that if we don't do the suborbital flight, we probably... No, uncrewed orbital flight. That is all we need. Yeah, but that is 10% penalty. So we might actually skip the suborbital flight then. There's no point doing a suborbital flight if the orbital flight only requires the uncrewed orbital flight, which is this one, which in turn requires the uncrewed suborbital flight. So nothing really requires the suborbital flight the crewed suborbital flight. So this is fine. We can actually lose the Atlas Aegina over here, and that is good enough. So let's assemble a crew now. Ooh, lots of people required over here. Flight crew, auto-assigned candidates. You're good, you're good, you're good, you're good, you're good, you're good. Yeah, all of these people are pretty good. Let's confirm the assignments. Losing some money. That's fine. And that does mean there's no point in keeping the Atlas booster around anymore. We can close this program, save on some money. Atlas Aegina still being pushed. That's very good to see. So yeah, that does leave 3 flight controllers ready to go. All with decent morale. I'm not sure why the other person, Howard, you're not really that great as I would like to. Frank, you are our flight director, our future flight director, so let's keep training you in things that you're not good at. And Eric, just continue to do your thing, please. And likewise, on the astronauts over here, Nigel, leadership. How much leadership will you gain? Some. That's good enough then. Fitness. And probably piloting. Gonna say. Okay, that's fine. Who is available in the SAT Center? Crewed spacecraft and crewed spacecraft. It's actually interesting because we do, of course, research the Gemini spacecraft over here. We have 6 people doing that. Seems a lot. Anthony, sorry. Aaron. Yeah. Robert. Yeah. Then I would have thought only class. Adam. Because Adam, you're actually a human-rated rocket guy. Yeah. That I think is true. Okay. So that makes sense that way. So Adam, please. Well, I mean, we can think about putting him on that. You, on the other hand, should just train up. And then we can think about the rocket program, human rated rocket. That's the Titan over here. That does need some boosting. 3.9, 3.6. It's not the greatest improvement, but still, since we are getting to a point where apparently it's very difficult to make some push forward, I think it's important to get this rocket up and running. Fine, very lovely. And then we can hire a couple of more scientists, actually, I think. So 97%, that's good. 92, your potentials. 80, 88 maybe. You're good at rockets. We have a couple of people who are good at rockets. Rockets and space probes. You're very good, actually. Space. You're probably gonna be. We have a lot of people with crewed aircraft. Space probes. Do we need another rocket engineer? Yeah, 38 as well. 85s. How about you guys? Are you outstanding in any particular regard? Catherine Wollstonholm. I like your name. Also, you're young and good at human rockets. Can hire you. That does mean not hiring you though. Yeah, so I think that's fine. Let's hire these people. Can we hire anyone over here? Yeah, I think we can. Oh! Oh no, sorry, I just did, so that's fine. Good, very lovely. Okay, third season. Yeah, let's end the season over here. Let's proceed. And let's do the first uncrewed orbital flight, uncrewed suborbital flight test over here. Outcome is somewhat low, the chances of success, at 83%, but since it's uncrewed, I think this is something that we can risk. We are not risking the lives of anyone, so
hydraulics.
I think that's fine.
Go. LO2. Go. Water. Go.
What we are risking, on the other hand, is a progress on both the rocket and the spacecraft system, and 80% chance of success here really is not great, but it's okay. If it was on a human-rated mission, that would really would be horrible. And that was the first step out of 12.
Ignition.
Second one
And we
went
have
out
a
really well
liftoff.
though. with our launch of our new spacecraft. Obviously, it's a well-known rocket to
Light
us.
side, we're right on the nominal.
Roger, on a nominal.
We have second stage ignition and second stage thrust looking
No,
fine.
actually it's not. It's a modification, right? It's the Atlas Gina, so
Yes, sir.
it's
Good
not a
tank
rocket
pressure
that we
and 3 engines
use very
ready.
often.
Okay.
I think this might be the first time we're actually using it. Spacecraft department seems to be waiting and taking its time. Yeah, as I said, so there is a problem over here. And again, only 80% chance of success. Yeah, but still we make it, so that's good to see. I mean, 80% is of course more likely than not, but once you stack enough of these decisions, it does become overall a critical flight. Critical fire, there we go, success. So whatever happens, we will get a boost on the Atlas Agena. And I do hope that we do get a boost on the spacecraft itself as well. We could have waited a little bit longer to research it, but I think I want to make some progress over here. Re-entry seems to be going alright. Descent and splashdown, and recovery will be an extra step. But all in all, it seems to be going fine. Yeah, and recovery. Here we are. Come on. Be successful. No failure now, please. You can see the green die. That's a nice touch. There we go. Not much prestige, but there will be some improvement in the things that we learned. Yeah, and we do get that system. So yeah, very lovely mission over here. Ah, so it's actually got samples back from the moon. They're beating us to things over here. That's so sad. But at any rate, I do think this is a very nice place to put in a cut. So, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.